Hello everyone, my name is Martin. I'm one of the admins here for Join Calvin page. First of all, thank you so much for following the page. I hope this page has helped you to love Christ, to cherish Christ and savor Christ a little bit more. Finally, I had some time to edit the video that I took with Dr. Phillip Scheepers, principal of Reformed Theological College in Melbourne. I guess the aim of the video is to look at the past teaching of Calvin, assess them, analyze them, and also be transformed by them. So we look at the life, the theology, and the legacy of Calvin, and we look at them, we learn from them, and be transformed by them, and contextualize those teaching to this postmodern world so that we can show the world the truth, the goodness, the beauty of Jesus. So I've used this sort of acronym, PAST, so past. Look at the past, analyze them, assess them, be transformed by them. How? By contextualize them. So that's sort of the aim of like these videos that are coming up. And also, Lord willing, I'm planning to reach out to other people who love Calvin, who have learned from Calvin, who knows Calvin really well, much more than I do. So we can talk about those things in a lot of those structure, so that, we can love our neighbors through these learnings by compelling the world with, again, the truth, the relevance, the goodness, and the beauty of the gospel. And I think Calvin's teaching has a lot of materials, content that we can do that so that we can truly shine the light for the sake of God's glory. So stay tuned for more videos, and I'll let you know if I get to do more interviews with other people in Australia, because that's where I live. So I hope you find it helpful. If you do have time, do pray for this sort of small project that I'm aiming to do, and I hope it will be helpful for all of you. Thanks so much. God bless you. Thanks, Philip, for your time. I know it's quite late, but thanks for graciously allowing me to film this, to share with people who are following the page. I really appreciate that. So we'll get straight into it. Could you please introduce yourself?
Right, my name is Phillip Scheepers. I am originally from South Africa, trained at the University of the Free State, where I did a doctorate in theology. I did some mission work in South Africa itself, and then later on in the Arab world. Came to Australia with the same organization that I worked with in the Arab world, and I've been at the Reformed Theological College for almost 15 years now, and the last 5 years as principal at the college. I teach missions and church history.
Thank you. Actually, Philip is the person who got me into reading Calvin properly, and since you have introduced me on Calvin, I've been reading his commentaries, institutes, and things like that. So thank you. So I guess my first question is, can you tell us about Calvin? So about John Calvin, where he was born, where he was raised, sort of his educational background, his early influences, and things like that. Yeah.
If you need to know one thing about Calvin in terms of his background and how he thought of himself, is that he was a Frenchman. He spoke wonderful and wrote wonderful French. Mm-hmm. He had a deep burden for France, and that really goes back to the fact that he was born in a small city in the north of France, a cathedral city by the name of Noyon. Yeah. Calvin's father was a notary at the cathedral of Noyon. In other words, he did legal work for the bishop. We don't know that much about his mother. She died early, but it seems that he had a conventionally pious upbringing, but also showed great promise in terms of academic ability. So some benefactors made it possible for him to go to Paris to study theology and philosophy, with the idea that he would eventually enter, some form of Christian ministry, of course, within the parameters of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, that's great. And in light of that, I heard that he did quite well as a student. and the
Yes.
future looked really bright for him.
Yes, he was a brilliant student. He was at a place called the College de Montaigu, which was in many ways a very prestigious institution. He excelled in that environment. By prestigious, I don't mean that it was very plush and comfortable. It was a very tough environment. So it seems they believed in tough discipline and tough love. Calvin would later on blame some of his health issues on the time that he spent there, but they clearly gave him a really good education. Even people who do not agree with Calvin theologically at all would sometimes read him just for the purity of his Latin style. And you know, he's one of the best writers of Latin and also of the French language. So he clearly had a very, very solid foundation.
Yeah, I think I agree that there's a clarity and very concise the way he writes things. I think it's quite clear